morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. You too can be great. This is the Growing Up Hip Hop, LA, New York, whatever, Growing Up Hip Hop, the finale, season 5, episode 23, or season 6, whatever episode we're on. This is the finale of the show. Right before we have the marriage boot camp with Phaedra, Tahiri, Hazel E, and all of them coming in. I can't wait to review those episodes as well. But this episode starts off where it left off. Last week I didn't do a review because I expressed to you guys in my last What's Wrong With You episode 3 that I just did. If you're not getting the alerts, go check it out. I expressed to you guys what I was going through medically. Thank you guys so much for those who are supportive. It does help. You know, I've been keeping up to myself and talking about it. It seems like getting the support from people, it really does help alleviate the stress of the mind. And for those of you who had great things to say to me about it, I really appreciate it. I want to thank you before I start this review. Now, beginning the review, we start off where we left off with JoJo. JoJo's wannabe gangsta ass decides to pick a fight with Twist. Lil Twist, we know Lil Twist has a very calming, serene, like the way that he talks is like serenading you. Like all you hear is Barry White or Luther Vandross when he speaks in your ear, you know? But here he is being pissed off because people take that persona as if he's weak. He said he's only 5'5", but he'll fight anybody. Just like when Sam came up to him, he was gonna whoop Sam's ass. JoJo has a way of, he has, I know Angela and Vanessa played it out like, Vanessa played out like, you know, JoJo tends to go from 0 to 100 real quick. But JoJo always seems to want to buck when there's a security guard there to hold him back. And that's when he wants to hold on to doors and act like he's about to go do something. And meanwhile, Twist is in the corner talking about, this situation is very simple. Don't talk to me crazy. You won't have a problem. Now, Easy don't even know which side to pick. Sometimes he's on Lil Twist side. Sometimes he's on JoJo's side. Sometimes he's on Sam's side. Sometimes he's on Romeo's side. We don't know where he stands or what his job is or what his purpose is in these scenes. But he somehow always wants to insert himself in somebody else's drama and be the voice of reason. So he's now going back and forth trying to explain to both these dudes what their problem is. JoJo is saying that Twist put his hands on him and it was a total disrespect and he sees him as a little brother. Twist is saying when JoJo came talking to me, he was talking to me like in a way that I'm just like, yo, you need to press up, like back up. Back up, don't press me for whatever it is. And Twist is looking at it like maybe JoJo was bucking because there was a girl there and he wanted to look hard because there was a girl there. We done heard Master P and his booty tell JoJo off because JoJo was out here trying to act like he can, you know, he's big and bad. He's that one person who's never ever been to jail for anything, but wants to act like he's the type of person that want to be, you know, aggressive. Now, my man told me about this type of dudes. In prison, you won't survive because you can't be the one who's going out there acting like you big and bad around people who are really about that life, like Twist. So you just can't be behaving the way you're behaving. The one thing that got me about the scene is that Twist kept telling JoJo, I don't care if I know you for 20 years. If you come at me like that, this is what's going to happen. Brianna is outside, and next to her is Lil Easy's wife. And they're standing next to each other, and Brianna's the whole mood. Look at us standing next to each other like people. Looking at her like, bitch, I'll beat your ass if you say something stupid to me. You've been running your mouth this whole time. Now I'm right here. Why don't you say it to me right now? I'm back. I'm shoulder to shoulder to you. Say it right now. And she didn't say nothing. Then we look over inside the little clothing store wherever they're at. Vanessa cracked me up because on the confessional, when JoJo was acting a fool, she didn't say, my brother. She said, Angela's brother's out here making a mess. Yeah, she's my mood. I will literally disown you if you go out there and embarrass me. You will not be related to me. You be that person over there. You will not be in my life because I don't know you. This person that you are, I don't know. And she straight set that up in her commentary. She's not claiming him as a brother. Then, as it went forward and JoJo was now walking away because now that he's, you know, the security could let him go at some point. So now he's next to Twist and this is his chance for him to buck up. You're going to hit him. Ain't nobody around you, so swing. JoJo decides to now talk. Twist says exactly the same thing. You talking to me crazy. We're going to take it there every time. If you do that every time, we're going to take it there. JoJo doesn't do anything. He ends up walking away because, of course, there's no security there to show up and hold him back when he's not going to do anything. Then what pissed me off is his girl. She decides that it's her place to go and check another man. Why? I had to learn this lesson from my man, and I had to learn it the hard way. He tells me if you go and you put yourself in the face of a grown man and he swings at you, it's my job to go and defend your honor by whooping his ass. So if you care about me and my safety, why would you go and put yourself in the face of another man, What are you doing? You don't have a right to go and check a grown man when you know this person can beat your ass. Clearly, JoJo's wife knows if Twist wants to beat her ass. He probably could beat her ass. I think he could beat up JoJo. Why would you now insert yourself and think that you have a place to go and talk to this dude? If his girl was there, you could address his girl. You need to stay in your place and not insert yourself in grown men fighting over. What's wrong with you? Did nobody teach her some manners? But Vanessa and Angela are pulling her away because they know that if she goes into Twist's face, of course JoJo has to now show out because now his girl, he has to go and defend her honor. So they're trying to move her away to prevent this situation from getting worse. JoJo and Twist decide to call their friendship a a loss. It is what it is. They move on. The next scene we're going to talk about is now we got Sean talking to Tyran because he's now considering proposing to Titi because they did not plan on having a baby first before marriage, and it's something that he knows is very important to Titi. He wants it to be a surprise because he's also inviting Titi's mom come from Jamaica to witness this ceremonial event that they're going to get married. Also, because of the drama between Egypt and Sam, he wants Tyran to keep it silent because y'all know that Egypt and Sam are holding a grudge because Titi did admit that she basically fucked up their engagement because she did not want Sam marrying her cousin because she didn't feel like the guy is good enough for her and the way that he's treating her. She feels like he's using her. Plus, he made it this whole lie about Titi wanting him. It was just a mess. So she doesn't want that to be an issue in his engagement, which is a good concern because if it was me, I'd be a petty Betty. If you ruin my engagement, I'm gonna get you back. I know that sounds childish, but I probably would. Then we got that conversation happening, and the next scene we want to talk about is Angela now going over to Bow Wow's house. I keep forwarding the scenes every time that they come because I don't see it. It's almost redundant. It keeps repeating the same thing. Are we together? Are we not? Obviously, Angela goes to Bow Wow's house. Bow Wow or Bow Wow's apartment, wherever the hell was at. Bow Wow has fake candles lit. She's like, why does he have candles lit? These are like girlfriend things. And she keeps repeating that the whole episode. This is like girlfriend things. This is like girlfriend things. I feel like Angela's low-key dropping hints to Bow Wow like she did with Romeo. And I don't know if it's for the show or if it's for real life or if she genuinely wants to be with him. To me, Bow Wow comes off like a playboy. And I understand why Romeo felt some type of way. Because this type of scenario and this type of interaction, this flirtation, this energy that we saw this between Romeo and Angela when the series first started. This was their narrative. Now you bring Bow Wow into this man's show that he helped start. Have another man doing the same exact narrative with the same girl that he was supposedly chasing after, that back and forth. It comes off as demeaning and it kind of diminishes his position on the show, and it's disrespectful because I'm watching this scene and it's like, are we together? Are we not? Are you gonna come to a tour with me? Are you gonna stay on my bus? Are you gonna stay in the same hotel? We're just friends. We're not gonna do nothing. We've been friends for 20 years. We have love for each other. Now, I will say that Angela's a beautiful girl. I think Vanessa's prettier because I just like Vanessa entirely. But Angela has a pretty face. She has beautiful full lips. Her lips to me are fire. I like it. They look, they're really thick and they look really nice. And I like it when she has lipstick on. It really makes it pop. Now her teeth, on the other hand, are liars because I don't know. I'm not even gonna do that. Either way, when Angela speaks and she's talking to Bow Wow, it almost seems like she's enticing him, but kind of putting the hand up. Bow Wow is blatantly flirting with her. And I don't know what to say about that. But they're talking about this merchandise that she was going to do for his show or going to tour. It's the same scene over and over again. Then we get to the proposal with Sean and Titi. Titi has her makeup on. She's beat. She looks beautiful. She's glowing. She's about to be a mom. He comes in with suit and flowers to congratulate her. Egypt is there. Sam is in the corner grinning, and Titi is like, why is this man here at one of the most important moments of my life? Egypt needs to learn a lesson, okay? When I first started dating my husband before we got engaged, because we've been together for almost 5 years and we're still waiting to have our wedding because this pandemic is kind of screwing with my timeline and my destiny, my family, I knew, would not accept him right away because of his past and because he has children. That's not the type of relationship that any parent will want you to get right into because they feel like it might be stressful. What if there's baby mama drama? What if there's financial issues? What if there's child support? There's a lot of factors that can come into this relationship that can make you stressed out. And for my daughter, I would want you to go into a situation where you won't be stressed out, where nobody's bringing you baggage that you got to deal with. Any reasonable parent would have this same concern. It was Sam's job to be humble about it, to hold himself accountable, and to do whatever is necessary to make sure the family understands where his heart is. That does not mean goading this woman on to go and pick a fight with somebody that can beat her ass, clearly. Making her say things and accusing her family members who's been around her for years of things that they would never do. Breaking things up to make yourself look like you're good. And also, every time I see you, you're talking about your grind, you're making music, and we don't get to see Egypt doing anything for herself. I don't even know what Egypt does because every time I'm around her, she's doing something to help Sam's music video. Sam is approaching the situation incorrectly. And it's Egypt. Egypt cannot be the one to go and fight her family for her. It makes it worse. Now, TT has chosen to back the fuck off of Sam and stop talking about him, stop dealing with him. But she's made a choice that she don't want to have Sam in her life in any way, shape, or form. Egypt, if she was smart, would say, okay, I respect your decision. And she would leave it alone. Let Sam do what's necessary to mend the problems that he created. Because even Tresh was asking where was Sam when Egypt was getting in a fight for the first time in her life, something she's never ever done. Peppa's delusional ass is about he's family. He's family. Y'all should have a double wedding. Shut up. I'm convinced that her IQ is less than, because she still don't get it. Sam has to be the one to do the right thing. My fiance got a lot of flack from my family that was in London, a family that was in Australia, all over the world were communicating with me on Facebook thinking that something was wrong with me. Am I crazy? I had my uncles calling me for the first time in years. It was a mess. But I told him, I said, you need to prepare yourself, because this is how my family's going to react. And he didn't tell me, well, your family's got to just get over it and do this. You know, I'm going to be me and such. I'm just going to be the big guy. He didn't do none of that. He said, you know what? Every time that I'll be yelling at him, like, I can't believe my family said this. I can't believe they did this. What is wrong with them? Don't they care about me? All that stuff. He was the one that told me, listen, your family loves you. You warned me this was going to happen. They're going to, just give it time. They'll learn to like me. They'll learn to get along with me because they'll see how I treat you. They'll see the type of person I am with you. They'll see the type of father I am. Just give them time. Now, after this dust broke, it's like I go to my family. If I complain about him, they're defending him. And I'm sitting there like, don't you love me? That's how I look at things now. They've met his kids. My dad is over there telling his kids, you need to call me grandpa, because that's who I am to you. This is a marriage. If I call complaining to my dad, he'd be like, you guys are one, figure it out. His side of the family and my side of the family are now getting together. My father's going to his father's house. His father's going to my father's house. His mom went to see my mom's house. They're feeding. There's a way that it happens because I chose to back up and let him show who he is to my family without pushing them on him. With TT getting engaged, Egypt is on the confessional talking about how she's mad because they didn't include her in the conversation. Well, Egypt, you kind of did handle the situation appropriately. When Sam will tell you something negative about your family member that you should have trusted over him, you believed him. He'd been in your life but nothing but a minute. Why would she go and confide? What they confide in you about something that's really important to them when they don't trust the person that you're with yet? Egypt, I know you're 21, girl, but you chose to get married, right? So you're going to have to act like an adult. Then we get the next scene where TT's mom shows up, and her excitement, her scream that her mom was there was a whole move. That was heartfelt. She felt like, because I know that when he was proposing to her initially, Sean, I don't know if she was excited. I didn't know if she was even happy about it. And I felt like maybe she felt that way because her parent wasn't around to see what was going on, and she was in shock. But now that she knows that her mom was there, her mom approved the engagement, her mom saw what was happening, she felt more secure in herself, like, this is really real, this is what's going to happen, I'm building a family, and this is what's going to be. Pepper wasn't able to be there. They FaceTimed her. She decided to suggest the double wedding. Girl, I would not have Sam at my wedding if it's the last thing I have to do on this earth. You're not going to have somebody I don't like invading my personal moment. What? No. Then Tyran had already gone and told Egypt to meet up with TT, congratulated everything, but that Sam shouldn't be there. Egypt tried to give her own spiel, talking about, I don't know, Sam would never do anything without me. I don't know, leaving him behind, except trying to force him on people again. The way that TT and Tyran and their mom walked away from Sam and Egypt, it was, Sam, they do not like you. I think you need to just give it time, because I was watching it and I hollered. It was just so tactful. It was hard to miss. I can't. Then we got Bow Wow's performance. It was packed. He did a good job. Although he reminded me of the outfit he was wearing was like Chris Brown's music video from Wall to Wall. Is it just me? Because it looked like he was kind of like the same setting. But hey, he did a good performance. While he was performing, Angela is talking about, this is his element. This reminds me of old times. She was reminiscing. I swear she was about to orgasm in her pants watching that man out there doing his job. She was turned all the way on, because the next thing we see, they're talking about their future and potentially being together and what's going to happen and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. At the end, we had Brianna contact JoJo and his girl to come and talk about what happened with Lil Twist. It seems like they squashed things, but Twist still has the same stance. I do not want to be disrespected, you know, and it just wasn't the time for you to be acting that way. I don't know if there was a crowd, because JoJo's girl tried to say that, oh, maybe it was Twist's behavior because Twist just wasn't in the mood for it. No, Twist was right to react the way that he reacted. Just JoJo tends to do a little bit more than he's supposed to, trying to be big and bad. So he deserved to get, was mad at Twist, because I thought JoJo should have got his ass whooped at least once, so he can humble himself and stop behaving like that whenever he finds himself in a situation. You don't need to act like that. You're the only one who's going crazy. I don't know if it was a storyline. I don't know if he was trying to secure his next spot for next season. I don't know. I just didn't understand why he was so hype. I don't get it. The person you're attacking wouldn't even attack at you. Like, you just look dumb, honestly. But they squashed it. It's good. Twist did say that whenever I get like that, don't be fearful, just run. And he's right, because I would have ran too. I want to see him like that. But it was cool that this season ended the way that it did. I'm happy for TT to get the engagement. It was beautiful. It seemed like it was genuine for her. I hope that Egypt is able to understand the circumstances when she watches this season and sees herself and hears what other people are saying, that she's very much able to understand why TT has the stance that she has, and why Tyra and all the family members looking at her like, we don't know this person. Because even JoJo says the only problem he has with Sam is because every time he hears about Egypt, she never shines. It's always about Sam, this, Sam. Don't nobody want to hear about Sam no more. Nobody. Okay? Anyway, please like, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know what y'all think about this finale. I didn't think it was that popping. I think the beginning of the season was more entertaining than this is. I'm hoping next season will be better. I'm looking forward to Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition, because that one looks like it's gonna be fire with all the characters they pick. With Tahiri being in there, it's gonna be something else. You guys have a good day. Happy Juneteenth. Leave me comments and posts on your African American idol or somebody that you felt left a mark in history. Go to my comments, you know, my post. I put something, put it under there, and let me know who you choose. And you guys have a good day. Bye.